I'm Sandy Schreck, and today we're taking a look at one of our color stories called Serene Meadow. And it's a combination of soft yellows and the soft blues mixed in with some of the neutrals. So we've got the butter yellows too as well, hydrangeas, and then coming in, we've got some great helleborus, and then some hypericum that give a different texture. So we're gonna create an urn design that could be used as a table centerpiece today. And to start off with, I have this great urn, and then I'm using the floral net from Smithers Oasis. So it's a plastic coated net, so it's not so hard on your hands. And it has, I just cut it into a square, then I'm gonna fold in both of the edges and come in with the other there, kind of making a pillow. And as I go in here, what I want to do is make multiple layers with that floral net. And so that way, as I'm putting in longer stems, they're going to have 2 points of attachment. So it's going to hit here on the top and then also on the bottom. So it's a great way to create a structure to create your design in. So to start off with, what we're gonna do, you can see I kind of have this mounded up a little bit, and lots of times people will use a hydrangea as your base structure, but then you really bury it. So I'm gonna come in here and use that hydrangea, but I'm gonna have it be a little bit higher up, that once I add my other floral materials to it, it's still gonna have its own dominance in it. So just coming in, so using that as a base, and then rather than bury it quite so much, I'm gonna be able to add other elements within this composition. So I'm gonna do some yellow carnations just down on the edge, and this is gonna act as some of my basing. So a little bit deeper, richer color. I'm utilizing a couple of them together, just massaging them a little bit so that they create their own space within the composition, get them a little bit larger, and we're going to use them in groupings coming from one side to the other. And then within this base too, you can see what I'm doing is kind of crossing my stem. So I'm coming in here, and then my stem goes all the way to the other side. So that way I know it's down in the water reservoir and we'll be able to draw up a decent amount of water. So next we're gonna come in with our delphinium. And this is just beautiful delphinium, but it's almost too big. But what I can do is cut it into multiple pieces. So you can see I can use this side piece coming in, and then I'm going to use my top piece coming in over the top, and then one of the little side shoots just coming together as a little bit of a family right there. And so you're able to utilize the whole stem, and rather than throw that piece on the ground, it's money. So we want to make sure that we can utilize all of those things and make sure that we remain profitable. And so here you can see just another little family that I'm going to do, and then I'm going to come out one other direction here and just add that depth and dimension onto this. So just make sure and use those side shoots too as well. They really add a lot of character into your composition and will increase the value, perceived value. And then just kind of sticking with that garden type look, and I'm going to come in with some larkspur that is in that more neutral tone This is a white larkspur, and kind of doing the same thing again where I'm cutting those side shoots. And so I'll use that bottom piece to come in, and then the top piece coming out over the top. And so just making sure I'm using that whole flower, and that always makes a difference on the bottom line. And so if you want to raise, make sure that you're using your flowers efficiently. So here's our start of our composition, and you can see we've got 2 focal flowers coming in with the carnation, or with the hydrangeas, a couple of base flowers with that yellow just to draw your eye in, coming in with the carnations, and then 3 points of the delphinium and 3 points of the larkspur. And then we're gonna come in and just add these amazing butter yellow garden roses. And you can see here how they have multiple flowers on each stem. So I'm able to do 1 insertion and really get a high amount of value for that 1 insertion. And so they make it efficient to use. So there you can see the 3 placements of the spray roses coming back in a triangle fashion again. And this allows your mind's eye to connect those. When you put in geometric shapes, your customers are going to recognize that, and their eyes roll from one side to the other. So that allows them to kind of connect those spaces. And then just adding a little bit of hypericum here on there. And then we're gonna come in with a really specialty flower. Look at this hellebore. Oh my gosh, I just love it. And you know, we're so lucky that the breeders have gotten this to a hardy variety that we're able to utilize it in our daily work. And so this is one of those money flowers. And so you do seen, I did some basing with some of the basic flowers, and then I'm gonna come in here last and do my rim here with this hellebore, making sure I have a nice deep insertion in there, but we want it to be out there and be visible, and make sure that the customer is able to enjoy that hellebore and just see how magical that looks within our composition. Oh my gosh, it's just like the dressing on top. It's fabulous. And then just a couple of scoops to come out and give us a little bit more depth and dimension. These add a little bit more personality. They've kind of got some curls and add that garden aspect to our composition. And just pulling out, and you can see, so same thing, I'm doing a longer insertion on those so that they're above and then coming out the side as well. So this compote would be fabulous at any wedding or event. And you can see just what a lovely combination. That Serene Meadow really gives you that tranquil feeling. And the soft buttery yellows, the creams mixed in with those lighter blues are really on trend right now. So we hope you'll take this design and create some fabulous florals.